when I pull up, I clear the block out. Keep me a shorty, he'll break a jaw, call him knockout. Thought he a cheater, but ain't a thing that I don't know about.
All right, Edwin, let's get to
What's
the
up?
episode 10. So
And a
we had a
half.
UFC. Yeah, exactly. Because I lost another one last week's
Technical
episode
difficulties.
where we made our picks. But whatever. We got a new hard drive. It's all good. Won't happen again, probably. Hopefully.
Upgrades, man. We're making
Yeah.
upgrades here slowly.
But we're gonna cover first UFC Fight Night in Orlando.
Yeah.
Man, one of the best cards in the last few months, maybe of the whole year.
hmm
I don't know, sometimes you get that recency bias. Like we just saw it literally a couple hours ago, right? But man,
Right.
all the fights were really good.
No, yeah, it was honestly this fight, it could have been a pay-per-view card. This was so
Yeah.
stacked from top to bottom. It's justifiable if like this could have been all it needed was a title fight, and justifiably it could have been any pay-per-view.
Yeah, but it was like a low key good fight card.
Mhm.
Kind of like casuals probably wouldn't even know
Oh
who's
no.
fighting on the main card, right? But
No,
you
you
look
had,
through the whole
you had
card,
a lot of young guys and a lot of old guys, but
but
it
they
was
were matched well.
yeah, well matched. It wasn't just like, oh, a burial or anything like that, or passing the torch. No, this was legit fights.
Yeah, they were very, very good matchmaking for this whole card, really.
Yeah. Pulling up the card here.
And one of the first the first fight night, I think, that has been with an arena, like an arena with fans.
Yeah, one of the few. I was actually looking forward to that because the crowds make it better. It's
For
kind of
sure.
quiet and dim at the Apex, but yeah, I think they've only done like maybe not even five or so fights in arenas, but yeah, this one was in Florida, so that's cool.
Yeah, and the crowd was lit, dude. They were
Oh
going
yeah.
crazy. They were like all for it. The fights were great, so they delivered, so they were extra enjoying it. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson gets Kevin Holland's corner through his.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. Nico Price emptied the gas tank and it left him vulnerable.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nico, he's coming off like a 2-year layoff, it looked like.
I don't remember when his
I
last
think
fight
so.
was. I do know
It was a while back.
he's usually in exciting fights though.
Oh, always exciting. Let me see real quick.
2021, so just a year ago.
Okay, a year, okay.
Fought Cowboy Oliveira. Beat him.
Yep. Now I remember.
Doesn't have the best record though, so gotta be interesting what Nico Price's future looks like.
Yeah. Maybe go up in division, if anything. Otherwise, I hope they keep him around. He's fun to watch.
He
He just has to stay active, I guess.
was looking good for a while there.
Mm-hmm.
Right before that, we had Snooze Fest Hill versus Ducote. I always forget how to say your name, but they were doing the wave in the crowd. People were taking out their flashlights.
I saw that. I was like, oh, that took me back to UFC 274.
Yeah, the Carlos Esparza versus Rose fight.
Yeah,
for sure. Hill ends up taking that win by, I think it was a split decision.
that was unanimous, 30-27 all around.
30-27.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of tuned that fight out after a while. I got pretty bored of it.
I was eating popcorn.
We also had the return. Well, not the return, but it feels like the return. He's been around for so long. Clay Guida.
He's that guy. This fight was literally like Jurassic Park. Clay Guida fighting a retiring Scott Holtzman.
Yeah.
Guida looked good. His wrestling was cool to watch. He was picking him up and slamming him.
Yeah, he was looking good. I mean, they're both like 40.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're both 40. Or no, Holtzman is 39.
He's 40.
But yeah.
That's
but Guida is 40.
39 and a half. Nah.
Guida did get the split decision after that third round.
Mm-hmm.
He landed more strikes. His wrestling looked good. Pretty good shape still. Still pretty intense, Clay Guida,
Oh yeah. Slapping and he's just really fun to watch. He's just an old guy and he's still gonna keep doing it. I think he's gonna
Yeah,
keep doing it until he gets like a really bad knockout or something, or I don't know.
probably. Yeah, he's until he's like Frankie Edgar at like three really bad knockouts in a row.
I wouldn't be mad if he just like retired now, as I want to see a veteran go off on a good win. I don't like seeing veterans get like knocked out badly.
Yeah, the bad thing is that a dude like Clay Guida is gonna come back. He's
Yeah,
gonna come back till he's forced out from injury or something. You
yeah,
know.
probably. Keep him fighting old guys. Why not? Have him fight Michael Johnson. Why not?
Yeah, that would be cool. They should keep doing that. That's what they did a good job of, which I think we commented on earlier, is they did a really good job at matchmaking. So like these guys were both in their 40s. You didn't have Clay Guida fed to some like younger guy.
Like Drew Dober or like I
To
don't
yeah, to
know,
make a name of them.
or
They,
Mateus Gamrot or something like that.
that would
No,
have been that would have sucked.
that's just
Jalen
not even
Turner.
fair. That's not even fair.
No.
No, so
So
yeah, that's cool that happened the way it did.
yeah. Pretty similar with the next fight. Well, yeah, Casey's is younger for sure, way younger,
But he's been around forever too.
but he's been around forever. So we
Yeah,
had Michael Johnson versus Mark Dick Casey.
schooling
Um,
him. Johnson's hands were great. His takedown defense was, he got 100% defense on this fight. He
yeah,
just schooled Casey.
and he continues to look good, like almost like a little bit of a comeback.
Yeah, because what is it? His biggest win, I think, was when he beat Tony Ferguson like almost 10 years ago, I think. And then from
Yeah,
there, he like, yeah, Khabib smashed him. And then he kind of slumped in the lightweight division. He went down to featherweight, got knocked out by Josh Emmett. I remember that. And now he's kind of back up in the lightweight division, I guess.
yeah, he's
So yeah,
trying to move back, you
do
know,
something. Yeah,
but he looked pretty good.
he
Dick
looked
Casey
good.
looked pretty good too. I mean, for a bit, but I don't know. I had it. Did you have it 29-28 or 30-27?
I think I scored a 30-27. Casey didn't really do anything like crazy or anything. You know, he Johnson had everything perfectly scouted and just like it wasn't Casey's fight.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Johnson outstruck him in everything.
and he was just better than him in every way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, what was the next? Oh, the damage. So Darren
Darren Elkins,
Elkins.
another veteran.
Yeah, I mean, and this dude is always in the same type of fight.
He's always
Uh,
covered in blood.
They call him the damage for a reason,
He's got that
right?
ugly tattoo
Horrible, the worst tattoo I've
on
ever
his
seen in
chest.
my life.
The damage.
But he fights Jonathan Pierce, um, and just gets beat
Schooled
up, man.
by a
Darren,
young kid. Yeah, this was one of those like beat him to the young guys fight.
that one was.
This yeah,
Yeah.
as soon as the fight started, Pierce hit him with like three front kicks to the face in a row and everything.
Hurt
Just
him right
messed him
away.
up. Yeah,
Made Elkins want to wrestle after that.
yeah,
But Elkins was getting his ass whooped though. I mean, he showed how tough he was, or he is.
yeah,
He started leaking in the third round.
yeah. Pretty bad. He was covered in his own blood.
It was bad. I thought they were gonna stop it, but those
It's
Florida
close.
doctors, man.
Yeah, I don't care.
No, I think if it was a little bit higher and like it would go into his eyeball, they would have stopped it. But I guess it was like here, so he just let it go on. But it was a bad cut.
Yeah, he was covered in blood, but no, it was pretty good. It was a good fight overall. I mean, feel kind of bad for Darren Elkins. I don't like seeing old guys beaten up, but you know,
Yeah, and especially ones like Darren Elkins who get beat up that bad all the time. He's always
yeah,
in a fight that's that violent. So that's kind of scary, to think about.
yep,
Like that dude's future could be, you know, not super bright. Um, with so much damage taken.
mm-hmm,
Um, but pretty good fight. So he gets Pierce gets a decision win,
yep.
unanimous decision win. And then right before that fight, um, Levy versus Valdez. That was a good fight. Levy
What
has
was
some
that
kicks,
one?
man. He's the one that was throwing like those crazy kicks against Renato Valdez. That fight was good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Valdez needs to learn how to defend better. He was getting hit bad.
Yeah. Yeah, he's tough, but basically he was getting hit a lot. And he was able to take it, but yeah, the defense needs some work. Um he did a good job at some points of going to the body and keeping up like a pretty good pressure on him.
Hmm.
Valdez on Levi, but or Levy. But overall Levy's kicks were just crazy. They were
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Hurt
we'll
him a
see where
lot.
they take these guys up. And let's see. Francis Marshall knocked out Marcelo Rojo. That was pretty cool. That was a good hook
Yeah, followed up with some like 3 to 4
on the ground.
punches
Yeah.
in the ground and pound. But that last one was pretty bad. I thought
Yeah.
could
Then
have
we
been stopped
had
a little sooner.
Yasmin Jauregui Chitigao de Stella Nunez. That
Yeah,
was cool
dude.
too. That was a good one.
Yeah,
Oh
she
yeah, her
looks good.
face. She looked like she got attacked by a beehive.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Uh,
hematoma, like bad hematoma. Not that there's good
Haregi looks.
hematoma, but what's
No, yeah,
that?
she got super swollen for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, Haregi looks like she's going to be a pretty big problem in that division too.
yeah, in the
In the
strawweight.
future,
Yeah, and then during that fight, they did announce, just speaking because it is the
the
strawweight division,
return,
of Tatiana Suarez finally after like 4 years.
the female Khabib, for those I don't know, because
Yeah.
she's got a crazy wrestling background and she's dominating chicks when she was fighting.
Hmm.
Um, but she's been out, like you said, for a couple years. For what was it? An injury?
Just reoccurring injuries. If it was her leg or her neck and all this other stuff, just bad string of injuries that kept her out. But
She's gonna come back and dominate.
yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully, hopefully.
Yeah, I have high hopes for her. She's cool.
Yeah. But overall, awesome fight night.
Hmm.
Glad to see it. Not at the Apex. I do like the Apex in some ways, but
The
it's just
crowd
way
adds
cooler with
something
the
to it.
fans
Yeah,
for
yeah. The
sure.
crowd adds more energy to it. It even makes fights better. Like makes
It
fighters
does.
fight better. So
Yeah,
yeah.
they get motivated.
Hmm.
But yeah, so good fight night. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about UFC 282. But before we get to 282, we also had some boxing today.
Yes.
Tyson Fury.
Yep. And that placeholder fight against Derek Chisora, the third fight between those two men. This was just a complete masterclass by Tyson Fury.
Completely, dude. I mean, that uppercut that he kept throwing,
Oh yeah,
like
the
he knew that
uppercut
was
was
there.
his. Yeah, because Chisora kept ducking and Fury kept catching him with uppercuts.
Yeah, and he kept
That
throwing like
was.
this weird like I don't know, it was like a combination of his left jab slash hook,
Hmm.
and he kept landing that and he kept throwing that and he was just dominating.
Yeah, he just hit him whenever he wanted. Eventually, what, round 10, the ref just stopped it. He's like, I've seen enough. Just go home. Game
Yeah,
plan isn't working. You're not going to beat this guy. Just go home.
it was a good call.
Yeah.
And I liked it at the very end. He calls out Usyk, starts calling him all types of stuff,
Oh,
and
yeah. Usyk
he's
was in
like,
the. He called him a rabbit. I don't know if that's an insult in England. I don't know. But yeah, Usyk was there ringside and he walked up and they faced off and he just started talking smack. Hopefully that fight gets made next. Be nice to have
that's
that's the hopes.
that's the
Ideally. That's the
boxing
money
fight.
fight.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good fight. That's the Crawford versus why do I always forget his name?
Spence.
Versus Spence fight, but like in heavyweight.
Heavyweights. Yeah, no, and it'd be nice to have a undisputed heavyweight champion since 1998. Last one was Lennox Lewis. Be nice to have one again.
Yeah, and it'd be nice to see Fury even more widely recognized as like the best because I think he might be the best heavyweight boxer. You know, I don't know if I can say ever because you have obviously like Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson, but he's up there. You know what I mean? Like if they
Hmm.
fought each other, but because I think skills have gotten higher, maybe.
Yeah,
Um, I could see him being the best if they
for
fought each
sure.
other in their primes.
And
He'd
they're
probably win.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Just a weird thing to think about, but yeah, no, that's definitely the fight to make that needs to happen. And speaking of heavyweights, we do have Wilder Ruiz happening. The winner of that could probably be the next contender. And then on the other side, let's see, Dylan White did beat Jermaine Franklin earlier this week, and then I guess now because Dylan White did win that fight, he's fighting Anthony Joshua next. So there's some stuff going on there too in the heavyweight division. Some pieces moving.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to see sometimes in boxing that they don't always make the fights that we want to watch, but those are some good ones, and hopefully that Usyk fight gets made
Yeah,
for sure.
that's a very interesting fight. Just because, Fury's just been fighting like what'd you call it? Not boxers, they're just more like, you know, guys with a lot of power. Usyk would be like the first like legit master boxer that he fights.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah, it's good
interesting. That'd be
for
it's
sure.
just yeah, two guys just really good at what they do, just going at it. But of course, Fury weighs like almost 300 pounds. That'd be a fun fight though. I hope it
He's so
happens. He's so big, so fast. But I hope if it happens, like that'd be a good fight for like Saudi Arabia. That'd be cool.
That'd probably be the spot that they make it at for sure. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's a good fight. No, so next week the fight that was supposed to happen was going to be
Yes,
Glover Teixeira versus Giri Prochazka for the light heavyweight championship.
the
Um,
rematch.
it doesn't end up getting made. Uh, what happened with Yuri again? Was it some injury?
Yeah, he got injured. I don't know if it was. I think it was his shoulder or something. Something in training. He got a really bad injury, the type of injury that will keep him out for a year. So instead of holding up the division, he decided to vacate the belt right then and there.
And I wonder why Glover didn't go for the title.
Because he was training for Yuri. They offered him the fight, of course, to fight Jan Blachowicz, but that's a completely different training camp. That's
That's
the main
true,
reason
but
why.
that's true,
That
but
was that
I
was his
guess
reasoning.
if neither of them were prepared to fight each other in that time, you know what I mean? You would think at least Glover was probably in better shape.
Yeah, he could have been, but Jan Blachowicz didn't even find out he was fighting for the belt until he landed in Vegas.
And now he's got to fight Ankalaev, who might be
He's the
might be the scariest
favorite.
guy.
He's the favorite, but I still think Jan Blachowicz will probably come out with the belt. I think.
I think Ankalaev's
You think so?
I think he's gonna dominate him.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I look back at who he's beaten. See, Ankalaev had wars with Jan Kudalaba, who's he's not at the top of the division. He did beat, I think, is it Thiago Santos, but Santos hasn't been the same since the John Jones fight because he had both
True.
his legs, both surgery on both his legs. Let's see, he beat didn't he beat Anthony Smith?
Yeah, knocked him out.
Okay, so okay, he had that one legit victory, but you know, uh
Krylov, he beat Krylov.
Krylov, okay. And
Ozdemir.
then uh, everybody's beaten Uzdemir by now.
That's true.
They're not, yeah, to me, I like the guys he's beaten, they haven't all been the same since like their John Jones fights. Like Santos and Smith, they were never the same after those fights. And then on the other end, you got Jan Blachowicz, who he beat what? Dominic Reyes, he beat who else?
Adesanya.
Oh, yeah, he did beat Adesanya. He had more. He knocked out Luke Rockhold, but granted, Luke Rockhold's at the end of his career.
He knocked
And
out Rakic too.
oh no, didn't Rakic's leg break in that fight?
Is that what it was?
I think it was like one of those things where like the knee just like popped out.
You might be right.
I think it's that. And he did knock out Corey Anderson. I just remember
Yeah.
those recent fights. But I think that I think Blachowicz has the sharper boxing skills, and he's got that Polish power. You can't underestimate that.
That's true. That he always has that nuclear option.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, Ankalaev is kind of more known for his striking, but he's got good wrestling.
Does he? I mean, to me, his wrestling just doesn't come to mind at all to me.
He's got but yeah, good striking though. But I think you're right. I think Jan Blachowicz does has the advantage on the feet. I just feel like Ankalaev's gonna come up in this fight, and it's gonna be like a fight where he's gonna be known as like a
Okay.
top contender. It's
I'm taking
just a
that's
prediction.
your pick. All right. I'm taking Blachowicz.
I think it's gonna be a good fight though.
It'll be a good fight, but not the fight we wanted. It's just what we ended up with now.
Yeah, it's whatever I guess. But
It's
I was more excited about the
oh yeah.
rematch.
Yeah. So yeah, Yuri will be back at the end of 2023 now. And then we'll see about Glover. We'll see what happens with him now. Maybe he gets the
Yeah,
next title fight after this. I don't know.
and hopefully these guys come in shape, right? Like hopefully we don't see like a slower paced fight because it's 5 rounds and they weren't given
Oh
enough
yeah,
time
that's
to.
another point too.
Yeah,
Blachowicz for sure has the cardio advantage. He's had more 5 round fights than Ankalaev. Ankalaev has had one.
yeah,
It's when
that's
he beat
true.
when he beat Santos, I believe.
Yeah, Blachowicz definitely has the
The
upper hand
cardio.
there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. And the co-main event, Patty the Batty
Oh
fighting
yeah,
Jared Gordon.
exciting fight. Definitely, I think a winnable fight for Pimblett. Well, I mean, it's gonna
I'm
be
taking
interesting,
Pimblett because
but
Jared Gordon's for sure a striker, and Patty's more well rounded. He can strike, he can grapple. I think it's Patty's show, especially because it's his pay-per-view debut.
true. I do see him getting like a submission victory though,
I think this
or
one will get in submission. I got a
some,
feeling.
yeah, some sort of stoppage. But I'm going with submission too for
Mm-hmm.
Patty. In that co-main event slot. He has a lot of star potential. Obviously, he has a big pop already whenever he fights.
Mm-hmm.
And he's excited to watch.
Yep, he's gonna make that what like 40 pound weight cut now.
Yeah,
He get
he's always gaining
he
hella
gets
weight
fat,
too.
dude. He eats food, man. He likes to eat.
That's so unhealthy, man, to just go up and down that far,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Oh, his cheeks like he poofs up in between camps, but yeah, no. See, to me, the last time I remember Jared Gordon, he fought Charles Oliveira, and Oliveira TKO'd him back when like Oliveira's striking was just getting good. That's the only like thing that comes to mind. So I think Patty can take him.
Yeah. I really don't even know. He
Listen,
beat Leonardo Santos. Gordon did, but that's bigger than anybody Patty's fought, I think. Yeah, for sure.
okay,
But I still got Patty in that fight.
I'm taking Patty on this one. Then we've
I'm also
got
excited about the next one. Yeah,
yeah,
Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Robbie
yeah.
Lawler.
So we got Santiago there. Okay, okay, and then we got Darren Till against Dricus Duplessis.
That's a good fight. It's a
Is
good
it?
fight. Yes, I think so. Unless they're until it doesn't come in shape, because I've seen pictures or whatever. People saying
Once at
that he was like,
middleweight, he should be able to make middleweight. It's not like not he's not draining himself as much as he did when he did welterweight.
true. It's gonna be interesting. I do think Duplessis is someone that's on the come up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he'll take it. I think
He's
he'll
on a
win.
five fight
Even
win streak.
yeah, he's looking really good.
Yeah,
It's always exciting until on the other hand has lost like I don't know,
I'm
yeah,
looking.
4 out of 5 fights. But he's fought good guys though. So they're not
Yeah,
fighting the same people, but he lost against Derek Brunson by submission. He lost against Robert Whitaker by decision. He beat Kelvin Gastelum.
barely.
Um, and he got knocked out by Masvidal and got submitted by Tyron Woodley.
Yeah.
He
So I
is
mean,
training now with Hamza, but I don't know how much they're training, together.
yeah. I bet he's improved for sure, but granted, those earlier losses on Darren Till, those were because mostly because he got pushed too fast by the company. Because yeah, he was cool and all, and yeah, they kind of pushed him too soon into Woodley and Masvidal. That makes sense why he lost those fights. But then the recent ones, even he's admitted that he had what do you call it, like bad anxiety issues and stuff, like
Oh,
mental
really?
health. Like yeah, like he almost didn't make the walk for the Calvin Gastelum fight when it was his turn to walk out. He was
Oh,
just close to
wow.
just backing out because it just struck him.
Had a panic attack or something.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Whitaker, I remember that fight. That was a good fight. It was pretty close, but Whitaker's, he's a veteran. You can't take on Bobby
And he's a
Knuckles in the strike.
beast.
He's a savage. And then,
Well rounded.
and then Derek Brunson I remember he choked him out because Darren Tills, they didn't have the best grappling. Great Muay Thai, almost little to no grappling. And so, yeah, I'd like to see Darren Till win because he's great. He's great on the mic. He's money. He's great overall.
He's a good striker.
I'm a big fan of Darren Tills, but yeah, Dricus Du Plessis is on the rise. So
I think he's more well rounded. Even
think
though
so?
I think so. Like he has good striking, and I think anywhere that the fight goes, he might be better than Till. But Till has had the better competition, and so
I'm gonna say this is gonna be the biggest fight for Dricus.
for sure, yeah, for sure, 100%. I mean, he's only had 3 UFC fights.
Right.
His biggest win has been against Brad Tavares, who's dude's got like 3 stars on the UFC game, man. So it's like, but I do think he's gonna. I think he's gonna show up on this one.
Think so? All right. I don't know.
Then we
I'd
got
like to
Bryce.
see Darren win, but yeah, Bryce
It would be
against
good.
yeah, Bryce Mitchell against Ilia Topuria.
That's a good fight. That's a fun one.
Fight.
Been waiting for a Bryce Mitchell fight. Because he's just got that nasty ground.
His wrestling is good. He's gonna come in and take you down while he's wearing camo shorts.
And how many times has he won by a twister? Twice? Or is it just that one time?
I think it was twice. Hang on, clicking on the wrong buttons here. Triangle. What was the twister? And then, just the once.
Okay, yeah, it was.
Against Matt Sales. But yeah, no, he's on Thug Nasty's on a 15-fight win streak, hasn't lost a single fight. And his last win was against Edson Barboza, who's a savage.
A great win, and he dominated him
on the ground. Yeah,
on the ground.
And then Ilia Topuria. Let's see. He's knocked out his last 3 opponents. He's also undefeated, 12-0. So someone's has got to go.
For sure.
Beaten Jai Herbert, Ryan Hall, who's a savage grappler. He got knocked out. Yusuf Zalal.
But Ryan Hall is very get into my guard jiu-jitsu.
Oh yeah, he's not on the ground. He's not a striker.
Bryce is a strong, rugged. I mean,
he can throw down.
A jiu-jitsu guy, but his wrestling is good.
Yeah, this is interesting. I'm taking Bryce Mitchell on this one.
Me too. As long as he can hang on the feet, because obviously Topuria has those 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 4 knockouts in his last 5.
Yep.
So obviously he's dangerous with the hands. If Mitchell can survive, yeah.
For sure. I think Bryce Mitchell will do it.
Yeah, same here. And it'll be cool. I don't know who they'll put him up against after that.
They're still ranked pretty high up in the featherweight division. He's number 9, Bryce is 9, and then Ilia is 14. So still plenty of room.
Nice.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll figure that out after the fight.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, depending on how they look, right? Right. So then some prelim fights for that one. We got Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus Dawkins, Chris Dawkins.
The other Dawkins. I think Jairzinho could take this fight.
Yeah, he hasn't looked great.
Not lately, but against Chris Dawkins, I mean, there's levels to this, and I feel like Jairzinho's Rozenstruik's his Muay Thai is a lot better.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess you're right. He has lost to Volkov, Blades, and Gane. So those are those are some good guys. So.
And Francis flattened him, but that's Francis.
Yeah. Francis beat everybody.
Yeah, Francis beats everybody. Yeah, so this is more like a This reminds me kind of like when he fought Augusto Sakai. You know, just like
Hmm.
those heavyweight guys that like they show up and they stay in like they're like numbers like 13 or 15 and they never make it any higher. This is what I feel
Yeah,
like the Chris Dawkins fight is again for him.
I think you're right. I think he'll keep him down then.
Yeah.
Probably get a knockout,
Oh yeah.
and he's a favorite. So it's a good card, man. This is
Yeah.
a good card. And then the fight right after that, I'm surprised it's so high
Before
up in
that.
the card. Or yeah, before that, I'm surprised it's this high up in the cards, but super excited for it. Youngest fighter to get into the UFC, Raul
Yep.
Rosas Jr. He's gonna fight Perrin, so it's gonna be a good fight.
And say, do you
Or
know
Perrin,
do you know
Perrin.
him? I don't know him.
Jay Perrin
Hmm.
or whatever. No, I don't.
He's not from the
I don't
Contender
know.
Series or anything. He doesn't have a
Rosa,
Wikipedia page.
I don't know where he's from. Oh, he is from the Contender Series. I don't recognize him though.
Okay. Then no, that's more your thing.
And then I know he lost against Mario Bautista,
Okay.
but I haven't seen him like fight anyone else. So I really don't know who he is. I like the name Perrin, like I know I've seen it,
Okay.
but no. But Rosas Jr. is from the Contender Series, and he looked good in his fight. Obviously there's levels to this, like you mentioned earlier.
He's a
So
kid.
and he's a kid. Yeah, I'm surprised that they gave him a contract. He looked good, but he's young. He's 17, I think.
Hmm. Yeah, he's 17. He's got a big chin that's gonna get hit. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm rooting for him. Hopefully the kid pulls it off.
me too. I'm gonna go for him. He's a favorite.
He's got a lot
Um,
of hype coming into this. So, and then also, I mean, it's the big show. We'll see how he handles the pressure too. Because the Contender Series fights, they're like what? There's like maybe like 20 people there.
yeah, yeah.
This
It is a
is going
pay
to be
per
a
view.
full arena. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see how he handles the bright lights.
Interesting that they put him that high up and on this card, but I
Yeah.
like it. I'm here for it.
Man.
Um, Shabazian is also on this card.
Taking on
Uh,
Dalcha Lungyambula.
yeah,
There's
don't
a
know.
I was looking at their records. I think this is like a loser leaves town fight.
I agree because I
Because
didn't even know who Dalcha was,
look at
and
his
then
record real quick, you'll see. Because
yeah,
Shabazian's lost his last three straight. He got finished by Nazruddin Imavov, Jack the Joker, and Derek Brunson. And then Dalcha has lost his
last
last
four or
three
five,
also. Yeah, last 4 of 5. So
and
I
yeah,
feel
three in a
like,
row.
yeah, I feel like loser leaves town. But
For sure.
I don't know if they would let Edmund go just because he's like tight with Ronda. I don't know if he's got just like, oh, I know her. Let's keep him around.
Maybe they'd give him one more, but that would be four in a row.
Yeah, that
That's
doesn't look
tough,
good. That's
especially
tough.
when it's not like he ever looked that great, you know?
He looked good against like amateur kind of guys, that kind of level. But when they put him up against tougher competition, he just couldn't do it.
Yeah. Um, I think Shabazian will take it though.
Yeah, I think so too.
Is he still training with like Travis Brown?
I think so. I don't think he's changed anything. I think that's part of the issue.
Yeah, that's a big issue. They have like no head movement.
I was gonna say that one coach that always yells that out. Head movement, head movement. I don't know his name, but that guy. So yeah, I'm hoping
I,
yeah, Shabazian could take it, but either way, loser leaves town.
I agree. I agree, but I think Shabazian will take it. I think he'll stick around. Hopefully he looks better. But let's move on to the next middleweight fight. Chris Curtis versus Joaquin Buckley. This is a good fight, man. This is a fight that's going to
Yeah,
be, I think, hopefully they're not just stagnant, just staring at each other, but I don't think that that's what's going to happen. I think these guys are going to go for the knockout, and could be a really exciting fight. Both guys with pretty similar records.
yeah. Chris Curtis is 29-9. Lost
They're
to
both
Jack the
coming.
Joker.
They're both coming off a loss.
Yeah. Hmm.
Buckley lost against Imavov. That was a recent fight.
Yeah, that was Nazardine Imavov. Yeah, that was in September. I don't know. I don't know about this fight. Curtis for sure has the experience. Let's see, what did the stats say?
Um, let's see.
Or what are the odds too? Who's the favorite? I bet Buckley's the favorite.
Buckley's a favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, minus 130.
Mm. It's not a wide margin.
No, but I got Buckley for this one.
Okay.
I think he'll take it.
Get him back on the hype train.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully he gets a really good knockout like that because it is kind of disappointing how,
He had that one cool spinning knockout, and then after that kind of dwindled.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's had one, two, three knockouts on his last 5 fights. Well, no, he's had two. He got knocked out once. He got knocked out by DeChirico. I forgot about that one. DeChirico. Early prelims for this one. Not
It's your
really
boy.
too.
A-
Billy
Alexander the
Quarantillo versus
Great
Alexander
Hernandez.
Hernandez.
Yeah. Billy Quarantillo. Which one's he? Who's he? That name sounds familiar.
Quarantillo.
See. Yeah.
This is a good fight, or a good matchup. I mean, like I think they're both kind of in similar positions where they're both really hyped up
Mm-hmm.
when they first came into the scene in the UFC, and then have both seen a few losses here and there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they look pretty good, sometimes they get dominated. Um, I think Quarantillo might be a little bit more well rounded.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just again, like if it goes to the ground or like if it's up against the cage, I think
He's
Quarantillo
a
might have
black
an
belt.
advantage. Yeah, and Hernandez might have a slight advantage on the feet, but I think Quarantillo is more well rounded.
They're both, they were both former lightweights, and now they're both in the featherweight division. So I don't know who the bigger guy would be. I feel like Hernandez would be the bigger or just bulkier guy.
Yeah, maybe the stronger guy for
Hmm.
sure.
I'm rooting
Um,
for Alexander Hernandez. I'll get on your bandwagon.
I've been off that one, but I would it would be cool though because
He talks a lot of shit. I like him.
he's just had quite a few losses.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you start thinking about, cutting him if he did lose. So just yeah, it'd be cool, I guess.
It'd be cool if he won. And then before that, another veteran, Oven St. Preux, fighting. I'm gonna guess a guy from the Contender Series. It looks like.
Tricoli. Uh, no, I don't remember this guy either. Both of the guys that I don't remember were season 3 guys, so maybe I didn't watch season 3.
Okay, awesome.
But St. Preux, I'll be honest with you, man. St. Preux fights bore me most of the time.
Yeah, he's old now. Even like when we saw him fight Shogun, when was that? Like a couple fights ago for him, or was that his last fight?
That was his last fight, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty boring.
Boring. I think almost every fight since he fought John Jones, I've been bored. And that's a long time ago. Um, yeah.
I remember we knocked out Corey Anderson. That was cool, but other than that, I mean, anytime he fought like big names, he came up short, and he's been good against like all the up and comers. So we'll see. 26-16, and he beat up Old Man Shogun, and he got knocked out before that because he tried to go to heavyweight. I remember that. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, overall, a good looking card, man, top to bottom again. Those last 3 fights on that early prelims card, I don't know who they are.
I don't know
Um,
either.
but we might know who they are
Could
after
surprise
that
us.
event.
Yeah.
There's a reason they're on
I was
the
gonna
last
say
pay-per-view of the
they
year.
booked him on there and not on the fight night. So we'll
That's
see.
yeah. So that should be exciting. Um, well, yeah. So this was a official episode 10.
And a
Um,
half.
yeah. Went over Fight Night, went over Tyson Fury, and kind of previewed these UFC 282 Blachowicz versus Ankalaev card. So
Yep.
we'll get back
We do
together
have
next week.
we do have another thing real quick. I will mention it's the same night as the UFC pay-per-view. It's the return of Teofimo Lopez.
Oh, okay. I didn't
And
even have that on
yeah,
my radar.
I know. It's he's fighting a guy named Sandor Martin. He's let me look. I have it here on dual screen. That's why I'm like looking. It's in New York at MSG welterweight. Let's see. Martin is 40-2. So it should be an interesting
42.
fight. Yeah, 40-2, and Lopez is 17-1. So it'll be an interesting fight for the welterweights. We'll see how that goes. And then we've also got after the weekend, it's a weird middle of the fight week on Tuesday. We have let me have them here on different tabs. Our boy, for those that are diehard boxing fans, Naya Inoue is taking on Paul Butler for the undisputed bantamweight title.
On Tuesday, you said?
Yeah, but it's in Japan, so I don't know if that's Monday night, Tuesday morning, or Tuesday morning, Wednesday, or Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. I don't know yet, but yeah, it's in the middle of the week.
Dang.
Yeah, I know.
Hopefully it's not in the morning, but
No, it's gonna be in the morning hours either way because it's in Japan.
oh, it sucks. Like,
So it'll be on at like 7 a.m. But for those that bantamweights aren't really exciting, but Inoue is a savage and he has crazy knockout power in that division. He's always fun to watch.
yeah, when is that Ruiz versus Wilder fight again?
Not announced yet, but next year.
Okay, I thought there might have been a date already. Dang.
No. They're still just 2023.
Nice. Well, it's been a good year of fighting, man. And it's not over actually.
We do have one more
after-
fight night after this one. It's going to be a Strickland and Cannonier that got rescheduled,
Oh yeah, it was supposed to be on that other card.
like in October or something. And then Strickland got injured, so now it's coming up. So that'll be cool.
For sure. So we'll go ahead and next week we'll go over the fights, the UFC 283.
We'll have a new light heavyweight champion.
It is 283, right? No, 282.
Well, no, this is 282.
282, yep. So we'll have a new light heavyweight champion, and then we'll preview the Cannonier versus Strickland Fight Night card.
All right, sounds good.
All right, club, man. Like 20 deep, I keep the Glock out. Shorty a T, she running around with a top out. There ain't no ops when I pull up, I clear the block out. Kid man shorter, he'll break your jaw, call him knockout. Thought he a cheater, but ain't a thing that I don't know about. Spin on the ops, but this season.